Alright guys, I'm super excited because it is Strangeathon this week. And I honestly hadn't even heard of Stacks of Strange, which is the book club that is running this before, until Strangeathon came around to my notice. And I was like, what is this? So I'm really excited to be reading some different strange books and participating in this readathon. I figured let's go ahead and run through some of the prompts and some of the books that I'm going to try to fit into some of these prompts. And we'll see what I'm reading for the week, and I'll just take you along as I vlog. I kind of finalized up some of my TBR plans recently. I'm trying to read a couple strange books, but also I do have quite a few books left for Belle's Bookland this month that I need to get through. Otherwise, I'm going to have 5 punishment books or something ridiculous, which would really suck. So I kind of tried to combine some of that in here. So before we get started through the 4 books that I'm thinking I'll try and get through in the week, it's a lot for me, so we're gonna really try here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Also, you can go to my Goodreads and Instagram link if you want to check me out on there. They will be down there as well for you guys. And let's go ahead and check out the prompts and what I'm going to be reading. So, first prompt we're going to talk about is a non-human POV. So for this one, I am going to listen to What Big Teeth by Rosa Zavo. So I went back and was kind of looking through some of the Stacks of Strange other books that they've used for their monthly book club, and this was one of them in there. So I was like, I've actually heard about this one. I'm kind of intrigued, and it does seem a little strange and odd, so I'm excited to see kind of what happens in here. And I think it's a non-human POV, but I could be wrong. We're basically following this girl. She returns home after being estranged from her family for several years, and her family is a little strange and wild. And when she gets there, she really struggles to fit in with some of her monstrous relatives. I think it said that some of them use bird guts to tell the future, and I don't know, some other odd things. They prowl the property of the house or something. And so she's trying to find a way to learn to embrace her family's uniqueness in order to hold them all together. So we're gonna see how this one goes. And it definitely sounds a little strange, and hopefully it's a non-human POV. I'm thinking that she's in some way a monster of some kind, and that's where I'm thinking this non-human POV comes in, but I could be totally wrong, but we're gonna try it out. And that one I do have on my Belle's Bookland TBR, as well as the next book, so if I can get these ones done, that would be awesome. The next prompt is to read a book with an unusual format. So they were saying if you don't read a lot of audiobooks, you could read an audiobook, but I read a lot of those. Or you could do a graphic novel, because it's not a traditional format of a book. So what I decided to go with is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And this one is kind of an unusual format in that the entire thing is told in mixed media format. So you have emails and memos and just interview transcripts, all kinds of just different media, but there's not an actual story being told. That's how they tell the story, is through all these different mediums. So this is actually the 3rd installment in the Illuminate Files trilogy. So it's the final one. And so just to kind of give you an idea of what this trilogy is about, Illuminate is about this mega corporation. They basically begin to fire on this little small planet because they're trying to cover their tracks. And Katie and Ezra, they had just broken up that morning, but they end up having to team up to help get themselves onto these ships. There's some science vessels in the area. They come to help some of the people that can get off the planet, and so they end up on these 2 different science vessel ships. They're trying to flee from everything, and the mega corporation, they're trying to go after them because they're we don't want any survivors. And so while Katie and Ezra are on these ships, they are trying to figure out what is actually happening and going on, not only on the ships, but why they're being chased by this corporation or whatever. They don't know what the heck's happening. And then we have Gemina as the next book, and we actually follow on the Jump Station Heimdall, and we're following Hannah and Nick. So we have different characters moving into that book, and basically the characters from the first book are trying to get to that jump station, so the corporation's trying to stop that from happening by taking over the jump station. And in Obsidio, all 4 of them are able to come together, and they're trying to take down this mega corporation that's been trying to kill them through all of this. So that's what we're going to do there. I'm really excited to finish this. Illuminae was one of my favorite books last year. I adored it. And Gemina was really good too. I read that one this year, so I've really enjoyed the series so far, so we'll be finishing this one up for that part. So the next prompt was to try and include some LGBTQ+ rep in one of your books and have that kind of be included. Again, not sure if this book actually fits. On Goodreads, there were some people that had tagged it as having this representation, so I'm not 100% sure. I've read a ton of books this year with this representation, or this month, I mean this year as well, but this month is Pride Month, so I just kind of have read most of the books that were on my planned TBR with my representation, so I was trying, okay, how are we going to make this work? So I think there's some representation in here. I'm really hoping so. But I want to read Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pau-Credo, and this one I actually is kind of going along with the Olympic readathon that I'm doing. It's with the Shelf Space Discord. I'm trying to read this one for my Hera prompt. I'm on Team Hera, and within that prompt I have to try and read a book with like a queendom in it, and I get double points. I didn't really have anything on my original TBR that would really work for that, but a lot of people are reading Crown of Feathers this month for that. And I've been dying to get into this book. I have it on my shelf, and so I was like, okay, we're going to try and squeeze this one in here. And so that's what we've got for our LGBTQ+ rep book. And this basically is about a world that was built on the back of phoenix riders. And they were ruled by these fierce queens that ended up tearing the world apart with war between these 2 sisters. So now we're jumping ahead 16 years, and we're following Veronica, and she wants to become one of these phoenix riders that she's heard about all her life, and then her sister ends up betraying her, and so she strikes out on her own to go find these phoenix riders, and the phoenix riders are also trying to, well, the Empire's trying to destroy them, and so they're searching for them, and they don't want them to be coming back. So sounds very intriguing, and I'm really interested. I don't know if I've really read a book with a queendom in it that I can think of. I may have. But that's very intriguing, and I'm very excited. And Phoenix Riders, that sounds amazing as well. So I've been hearing really good things about this one. I'm excited. The next prompt is odd setting. So some kind of book that has some kind of odd setting to it. And for this one, I chose another one of the Stacks of Strange books that they've done in their past monthly book club picks. And that is, excuse you, and that is The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. And this one isn't like my highest priority out of the week because it's not on my Bell's Bookland TBR or anything like that. But I kind of have a lot of physical reads left and not a lot of audiobooks. And so What Big Teeth is my only audiobook that I have to get through, and so this one's on audio as well, so I think I might just have time for it. So we'll see. But basically we're following Carolyn, and she used to be a normal American until her parents passed away, and she was taken in by this man that her and a bunch of others call Father. And they've been tutored under him, and they read books from his library, and they kind of wonder if maybe he is God himself. But now he has gone missing, and the library is unguarded, and it contains all the secrets of controlling creation within it. So Caroline gathers up her tools, and she makes a plan to battle against all these fierce competitors in a war to make a new god. So it sounds very interesting, and I think the library of a god setting kind of works into this odd setting space. And so I'm excited to see what that's all about. I've definitely heard of this one before, and it sounded intriguing to me. But yeah, it definitely sounds very strange. And I'm like, what is this? So that one should be really interesting. And the last prompt is folklore or mythology, and I don't really have a book for that at the moment. I don't know that I will have time because honestly, these 2 physical reads are going to take up a lot of time for me. I only mostly read in the evenings. I don't have a ton of time during the day to read, so I just, we'll see. If I end up somehow blowing through all 4 of those books and I still have time, maybe we'll try and find like a short book for that or something, but that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. So next clip here will be me talking about the first book that we are gonna get into. Hello and welcome to day 2 of STRANGEATHON. So I figured I'd get on and update you guys on my reading and how far I've gotten so far. I like to be really productive in the morning and kind of start my day off like quickly, because by the end of the day I'm like, now it's chill time, and then I read a bunch at the end of the day. So that's kind of how my days work. So you guys kind of saw I took the dog for a walk with my daughter, and I worked out, and I worked on some filming stuff. I'm trying to get a video up today, and I'm thinking I'm actually going to make this into 2 different vlogs and do these first 3 days, and then I'll do the last 4 days as a second vlog so it doesn't get like too much. But my goal is to try in these first 3 days to finish 2 of my books, and then the last 4 to finish my other 2 books that I was thinking. So I am doing okay with Obsidio as far as that goal goes. I was hoping to finish this in maybe like 2 days just to like really move through it, but I didn't read as much as I wanted to last night. I was like sitting on the couch and I was like trying to read it, and I was like nodding off like this. I was like, oh geez. So I went and laid down for a while and watched some BookTube, and then I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little better and more energized, and so then I read some more. But I'm on page 190, so there's about 600 pages. So another couple hundred pages today, and then I'll have 200 more for Wednesday. And if I kind of keep up with that pace, we should be good to finish this in time. And so far, I'm enjoying it. I am trying to like remember everything that's happened so far, and they've been, you know, giving us some context to that, which is nice. To kind of ease me back into it. I will say though, like, it's feeling a little dense at the moment. I'm hoping that's going to get a little better, but a lot of it right now is security camera footage, and when we have those parts, they're like more of a book, and I really was kind of wanting the more mixed media feeling to it, and just some of the shorter stuff. Like, I wanted more, that's not, I'm trying to find, like, I wanted more stuff like this, where we have little notes and back and forth IMs, and just some of that, as well as the videotape stuff mixed in there. So yeah, like I was saying, I feel like some of it's a little dense right now, and I really wanted more mixed up stuff, and it just seems to be a lot of video camera footage at the moment, and I'm just wishing there was a little bit more of the other mixed media elements mixed in there too. So it was more of a variety, but I mean, that's a small thing. Also, we have a lot more characters going on in this one, because we do have both of our main characters from, you know, we have Katie and Ezra from the first book, and then we have Hannah and Nick from the second book, and then we have 2 more new characters that we're kind of following in this one as well. And so there's quite a few people we're trying to follow, so we're not getting as much in-depth time with some of these characters, and it's a little more condensed in that way. So being only a couple hundred pages in, I don't feel like I've spent a ton of time with any of the characters. Like, we're just kind of really bouncing around to everybody. So I'm excited to kind of get to know some of these new characters, because they actually seem really interesting. And also, this one is a little more dark feeling to me. The other, I mean, they're definitely like some rough moments in all of these books, and there's a lot of people that die, and there's a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, there's a lot more talk of war in this one, and some moments that definitely were a little more heart-wrenching, I feel like. They're talking, we're following a couple new characters, and they are on Carenza right now after Biotech has kind of taken over, and they don't really care about anybody who used to live there unless they're doing something for them. Otherwise, they're, just killing them off, and they're just, it's very sad, but also like really talks about war and how that can kind of be, unfortunately. So that's where I'm at with that one. And then I have started the audiobook for What Big Teeth, and I'm only a couple hours in, and it's like a 12-hour audiobook. I was actually just listening to it a little bit before I decided to sit down and do this really fast. So I'm hoping to kind of get a little bit more progress going with that one. It's moving a little slower than I planned. I didn't have as much time to listen as I thought I would yesterday, which is fine. I tend to like catch up on my audiobooks pretty fast. So this one, I'm intrigued. It's very interesting. Our main character like went home, and she's like, I don't know if they're expecting me, and she doesn't like remember very much about like her family. She's like, oh yeah, that's my grandpa, or oh, there's my mom, and I'm not really understanding why she doesn't remember these people, if that's like a part of the story, or maybe she went to boarding school when she was really young, so she's just still trying to kind of remember some of that. I'm not totally sure at this point. It's very interesting, and we're kind of getting to know each of her family members, and they're all kind of like a little bit monstrous. A lot of them seem to turn into wolves and kind of have that werewolf aspect to them, but then also like her mom, like half of her face she said has like polyps and like isn't like a normal face, and the other half is normal, and like that kind of goes down her whole body, I believe. And so there's just some other aspects, and it seems like she hasn't been able to change into the wolf, and they're like, we don't really know why that hasn't happened for you. So that's, I don't know, maybe we'll find out more there. And then they just had like a guest over for dinner that helps them like do some of the finances and stuff for the estate. And there's definitely something going on with him too. Like he doesn't eat, and he seems to like really attract everybody. Like everybody wants to like look good around him and talk to him. And I don't know, I feel like maybe he's like a vampire or something. We're gonna find that out. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely very strange and different, and I'm intrigued to kind of see where the story's going to go. Right now, we're just really kind of getting to know the family a little bit more and our main character a little bit more, and just kind of getting to know the dynamics of them and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, I will try to update you guys maybe later today. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get during the day. But maybe I'll have some other vlog content I'll throw in here. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll chit-chat some more with how much farther I get. Hopefully I can really get moving on this reading. I'm talking to you and it's still Tuesday. I just wanted to get on and do a quick update because I listened to a few more hours of What Big Teeth, and I'm enjoying it so far. There's a lot of intriguing characters that I'm very curious about, especially Arthur, the weird guy that I'm like, is he a vampire or what's going on? He keeps saying like he has to always do what the family wants, and like I feel like it's a literal thing, and our main character is just like, I don't understand, like it's kind of weird.
And so yeah, we just got to this point where like she's really starting to have to try and figure out what's going on with the family and take on some responsibilities because everybody else kind of isn't, and she seems to be the one that's the most together, even though she hasn't even been living there for years. And we found out a little bit more about why she had to leave the boarding school and what happened. And everybody in this family has secrets. And Arthur, our person that's not in the family, our weird vampire guy, whatever he is, he's like, you can't trust anybody in this family. Like, they all have some kind of secret going on. So you're just very much questioning everything that's going on. And it's very interesting and weird. There's a lot of strange things. Our main character just had her tarot cards read, and that went very interesting at the end there. And she also walked in on, I think it was her grandma or aunt, like in a vulture, like messing around in its guts for some reason. I don't know. And she had this crazy dream that like was kind of real, and she's like, what was that? And there's just a lot of weird, strange things happening. So yeah, I'm very intrigued, and I'm not sure where this is gonna go, but we'll see. And I'm really hoping this clip, you can actually hear me and you don't just hear the really loud road behind me. If, you know, you can't, then we'll try and do this update again later. For now, though, I am going to read some more of Obsidio and enjoy the nice weather outside. It's like in the 80s right now, and it's beautiful. Guys, so it is afternoon on Wednesday, day 3 of Strangeathon, and we just got back from our hike and picnic and all that fun stuff. I was going to try and do like an update while we were out there, but just didn't really find a good moment, and you know, was trying to just enjoy some time with the puppy and my lovely daughter. So figured while I'm cooling down, I'm gonna lay down here in bed and we're just gonna chit chat a little bit about some of the reading I did yesterday evening and this morning. So I was able to, I actually listened to What Big Teeth while I was getting ready this morning, as well as while I was doing my workout, and got a good chunk into that. I'm a little over halfway now. I think I've got almost 7 hours done in the audiobook, so I have 5 more to go. And I don't feel like I have a ton of updates for you guys on it. I kind of found like a new comparison though. I feel like this book gives me the similar vibes to like a Shirley Jackson book. I really enjoyed The Haunting of Hill House by her, and it kind of has the same kind of like feel to it, kind of a similar atmosphere, and just you're questioning everybody, and I don't know, there's just something that like I was listening to it and I was like, I feel like I'm listening to a Shirley Jackson book. So kind of, you know, if you've read or listened to any of her books, it has a similar kind of feel to it. But for the most part, like, we're still just kind of following our main character. She's trying to learn the family and how to run the business, and there's just a lot of strange, weird things with this family. And now her, like, grandma that she's never met is come to visit, and she seems to be connecting with her, but everybody else is, like, afraid of her or doesn't like her and wants her to leave. And she's like, what is wrong with you people? And yeah, so I don't know. And I feel like she's realizing some of the powers that she has are similar to her grandma's, and she hasn't really realized that they are powers before. Like she can kind of tell people to do things in a certain voice and they'll do it. And so she has like certain powers of kind of persuasion in a certain way. So it's interesting. I'm enjoying it. I have enjoyed Shirley Jackson's work and I enjoy this one so far. So we'll see how it goes. And then in Obsidio, I was trying to do like 200 pages a day, but I didn't quite get that far last night. I felt like something was against me with the universe with this one, and I just can't not seem to sit down and read it for very long. So I'm on page 308. So I read a little over 100 pages yesterday, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm getting back into the story and the characters, and oh my gosh, this scene just happened, and I was like, no, why? Oh, and you're just like, Aiden, so anyways, but I can't really say a ton about the plot because this is the third book, so I'm not going to say a ton, but I can definitely say that I am experiencing a lot of feelings in this one, to be quite honest. There's been some tough time with some of the war aspects that have really, like, been impactful and made me sad, but, like, also, like, this moment that just happened where it was really sad as well, but I just was like, damn it, and I'm, like, so mad and, like, almost feel betrayed, and I don't know. So yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting, and everybody's kind of getting more story going, and so I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I haven't really gotten too much farther. I really want to finish both of these books today, but I feel like that's gonna be quite a feat to get done. So right now, after I take this little break and I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to try and start editing this vlog and getting it together so that this first half can go up tomorrow. So we'll see how much more I can get through. Really like to actually finish some books in this vlog, though. Okay, guys. I have been reading for a little while, and I've finished to page 415 in Obsidio, and it is getting so good. The action's just like starting to pick up, and I'm just like, I'm so in it, and I am really, really hoping I can finish this tonight. I feel like I will be able to. So I just wanted to say that it is going wonderfully, and oh my gosh, things are just like starting to happen. There's just so much going on, and yes. So definitely loving and enjoying that. I'm not, however, enjoying my arm right now, which I just went and got my first COVID vaccine shot today, and holy moly, my arm is so sore. I'm like, I can barely like that hurts. Like, so bad. It really hurts. So I'm hoping by the morning that will be feeling better. But yeah, I just wanted to say hey really fast and say that, yeah, I'm just loving this, and I'm just gonna try and chillax for the rest of the night and finish this sucker off. Okay, here we are. It is the next morning, so this is technically day 4, but all the vloggy stuff is gonna go into the next vlog, part 2. I'm just here because last night I finished Obsidio, and so loved it. There was actually a point where I was like almost gonna cry, which was surprising me. And it just hit me in the feels, and I was like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? What? And I thought things were happening that just were gonna just cripple me. So yeah, I adored this. This series has been one of my favorites to read, and I've really enjoyed it, and it's been really fun. I enjoyed the like mixed media format it had to offer, and the storyline was just, it kept me surprised and moving. There were so many different pieces to it, and it just was lovely. I'm definitely giving this a 5-star. I really enjoyed it. So 1 book down for Strangeathon. So then this morning I was like, okay, I've got like 3 hours left of my audiobook right now. We need to try and get this out and done early. So I did my workout and listened to it during my workout, and finished it up, and it was really good too. Oh my gosh, I just realized I did not throw it through Copile to see what I want to rate this. But I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a 4 or a 5 star. I will put it here, whatever it ends up coming up to, but this was so much fun as well. Like, I don't know, I just really enjoyed like all the different characters and their different monstrous qualities, and just some of the things that they kind of did to each other, really, and like their complicated like connections, and it was just kind of out there and wild, and I don't know, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very interesting and different and intriguing, and I enjoyed it all the way to the end. I feel like the end didn't like wrap up too fast either. Like, we were kind of going through it for a while, and we were trying to figure out like all these different pieces and getting answers to a lot of the different pieces, and it wasn't, you know, all wrapped up like super fast and we didn't get any answers. We got like a lot of answers, and it was great, and I really enjoyed it. And then we also had like an action-y type scene for a while and really like played that out and had a lot of twists and turns and action, and it wasn't too easy, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, those were the first 2 books that I finished for Strangeathon, and I am so excited for putting this vlog up. I think that it really turned out well, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed it and you will subscribe and catch the next one, because the next one, so we've got 4 more days of Strangeathon. I'm thinking this next video will go up on Monday, which is the day after Strangeathon is over. That is the goal at this point. It will definitely be up by Tuesday at least. And yeah, I'm so excited that I am doing this readathon. It's been really fun, and I'm excited that I got to finish 2 books for you guys. So we're gonna have 2 more coming your way in this second vlog, and I will talk to you guys soon.